Good morning, students. Today we will do worksheet number 1 from English Rose, page number 1. Dear students, when we read this text, we'll come across about Gulliver. His full name is Dr. Lemuel Gulliver. And we see, when he started his voice from Bristol, England, on 4th May 1699, with the captain of the ship Antelope and few crew members. Suddenly their ship was completely broken down by a violent storm, and soon after that everybody managed to lower a small boat and row away from the sinking ship. And we know, they had to do it in order to save their life, including Gulliver. And we see, Gulliver leaped out of the sea and dropped down on a patch of soft grass. And after that, when he came out of the sea, we see him that very soon he felt asleep, and the moment he got up, he found that he was already tied up with strong ropes or strings. And when he managed to break the strings, he sees, He sees that he was being attacked by the strange human beings. And after that, we'll be seeing when we read the book. Let us take the book now, page number 1. Gulliver in the land of Lilliput. I am Dr. Lemuel Gulliver. I set sail from Bristol, England on 4th May 1699. The captain of the ship Antelope and a few crew members sailed with me. We were suddenly hit by a violent storm that completely broke our ship. And we see in the very beginning, Dr. Lemuel Gulliver is letting us know the moment they start, their voyage, what happened, the ship was completely broken down. And after that, what did they do? A few of us managed to lower a small boat and row away from the sinking ship. Though weak from lack of food and overwork, we kept rowing for days until we could not lift our arms any longer. After that, we lay back and let the waves carry us wherever they wished to. And we see they tried to come out of the sea. And then they had to row the boat in order to come out. And they kept rowing for days until they could not lift their arms any longer. And ultimately we see, they surrendered themselves to the waves. And they let the waves carry them away. Within half an hour, our boat overturned and we were in the sea. I could not wait to find out what happened to the other crew members, but swam with all my might to whichever direction the strong waves took me. Here the Gulliver also, tried to come out, and we see, he was not worried about the other members, but he himself, came out. He himself tried to go in whichever directions the wave carried him. When I finally limped out of the sea to the shore, I dropped down on a patch of soft grass and was sound asleep within minutes. I must have slept for about 9 hours, for when I woke up, it was day. So he was so tired that he slept very soon. I tried to get up but could not, as thin, strong cords were tied across my body from my armpits to my thighs, and these were also attached to pegs in the ground. And when he tried to get up, he could not, just because he was tied with what? With the strong cords. Just then I felt something crawling on me and gasped at the sight of a strange human being, barely 6 inches tall. This human being, along with several others, had bows and arrows in their hands. I was so surprised at the sight of these tiny creatures that I let out a loud roar. The creatures immediately jumped up my body in terror, but were back in no time. And we see, okay, these human beings were all crawling on whom? On the body of a Gulliver. And this human being looked so strange. And what did they carry? What did they carry? They carried bows and arrows in their hands. I managed to break the strings and reach out to grab few creatures, but they ran up and attacked me with tiny arrows that pricked like hundreds of needles. After a while, I saw an important looking man with a soldier on each side. He was slightly taller than the others. The man, whom I thought was their leader, gave a long speech which I was unable to understand. But I could tell that some were words of promise, pity, and kindness. So ultimately, when Gulliver managed to break the strings, he saw that these tiny creatures were attacking him. And towards the end, we see that, okay, he talks. The Gulliver tells us of a person who looks very important, okay, with soldiers on each side, and he has delivered a long speech which Gulliver could not understand. But he tells us, okay, Gulliver tells us that he could tell that some words were of promise, pity, and kindness. So this is all about the text. Hope I have made it clear to you. If you have any kind of clarifications to me, okay, you may ask me. Now let us see. Reading comprehension, question number A. Fill in the blanks to complete these sentences. First one, okay, question number A. I ask you to do it on your own. Question number B. Answer these questions. When did Dr. Gulliver set sail on the voyage? You can see from the boat also. Okay, it is already written, this answer. The second one, what happened to the antelope? This also, okay. How many questions are there? 4 questions are there. I ask you to do it, okay. Question number A and B in the copy. And on the next day, I will be giving you the answer of question number B. Okay, please try to write on your own, because this is a worksheet, okay, where you have to try to write the answer to this. Thank you so much.